Hey Rapids fans, Jordan and Angeli here for another edition of The Rundown. First, we're going to talk about what the Colorado Rapids need to do to reset after a difficult match on the road against Orlando City. Then, the Colorado Rapids will have two back-to-back games at home at Dick's Sporting Goods Park. What they need to do against Vancouver to get 3 points, and what they learned against that first meeting against them away from home. It's all next on The Rundown. Colorado Rapids head home after a tough game on the road against Orlando City. They went down to 9 men and left the field with a 2-0 loss. Drew, this is a tough place to be in, but you have to rally after a game like that. How mentally do you get back into this part of the season after such a tough game?
Yeah, it's tough, obviously. And I think, and this is maybe being too kind to the Rapids right now because things aren't where we want it to be, obviously, but busy schedule. I think the Rapids were a bit stretched thin with injuries. For me, Orlando, the story of the game is you have to finish games with 11 guys on the field. You certainly can't go down 10 men, and going down 9 men is almost, it's too deep of a hole to dig yourself out of, right? And so there was a lot of things that didn't go right for him in Orlando. Not enough chances created. It was a bit the Torres show, but this break is well needed, and the Rapids need to take advantage of some rest for sure to come back ready to go.
Mm-hmm. Rest and hit that reset button. Connor Ronan mentioned it after the game, so did head coach Robin Fraser, but this is what the team had to say after a few days off, headed back into a tough summer stretch.
It's this league and it's the schedule and the way it is now, and you just have to. So obviously our focus at the moment is Vancouver, and only Vancouver, and then as soon as that's over, then we'll turn to LA. But for us, it's coming off this break. It's very much about knowing what we have to do, and we have a hole that we have to get ourselves out of, and the only way we get out of it is to really work in a committed fashion.
Like I said, it was nice with some days off, and now we are ready for the next matches. It's going to be important matches to of course we need points now. That's clear. So we need to win.
Drew, now it's 2 games at home for the Colorado Rapids. Vancouver is the first team up. They have been kind of a little bit of an up and down team this year, but they found a good stretch of games, 4 undefeated, one of those wins being clinching the Canadian Championship. What can Colorado Rapids do to be a successful result here at home against Vancouver?
Yeah, Vancouver's kind of flown under the radar this season. I feel like they're inside the playoff picture right now. They'll be in the Champions League next year after winning the Canadian Championship, which is a huge accomplishment for them. They're a very organized team, right? They're difficult to break down defensively, and I think that's where the Rapids need to unsettle them a bit with some quick ball movement, right? Like get them out of position. They'll sit a little bit deeper. They'll stay in a structured defensive shape. And so I think the Rapids' pace in which they move the ball, the positions they take up to kind of ask questions of their defenders and midfielders will be important. And I think on the other side, stopping Ryan Gauld. He's certainly in really good form, quietly putting in. For me, he's quietly one of the best attacking players in this league. He really is. And they have some other good players. Brian White's in form right now. He's scoring goals. But the Rapids need to take the game to them. Being at home, they need to start well. They need to start with high energy. They've just come off of a nice long break. There might be a little bit of the hangover for the Whitecaps from winning the Canadian Championship. I know that will have been a couple weeks ago. But moving the ball quickly, unsettling Vancouver, and doing it from the start will be important in that match.
The last time these two teams met was April 29th. It was at BC Place in Vancouver. What can the Rapids glean from that? Because it was a 0-0 game, but there were some good opportunities that the Rapids created, even being in that situation where they didn't take home 3 points.
Yeah, I think they need to play with some confidence, knowing that they went to Vancouver, a difficult place, and did unsettle Vancouver, right? With their movement, with their pace. Probably should have left with 3 points. Obviously, Diego Rubio misses a penalty kick, which you never expect, but if they get one on Wednesday night, I expect him to step up and take it if he is on the field. I know he's still, trying to come back from injury. But they need to take a lot of confidence from the performance they put in at Vancouver, right? Like I said, a very structured defensive team. They were able to unsettle them. They were able to move the ball quickly. They were able to pull them out of position and create a lot of chances. And I'll be expecting the same thing here at home.
It's going to be a big match at home for the Colorado Rapids against the Vancouver Whitecaps. You can check it out all on MLS Season Pass. For Drew, I'm Jordan. That's it for us on The Rundown.